Hello guys, let's go on our story A Little Princess, Chapter 1, School in England, titled School in England, pages 6 and 7. So let's start with our first or main characters. Today we have new characters. The first one, Ermengarde. Ermengarde, called Ermengarde. Ermengarde was Sarah's best friend. Ermengarde was Sarah's best friend. And the second one, Lavinia. Lavinia. Again, Lavinia. Lavinia was an older girl and she didn't like Sarah. Was an older girl. Was an older girl and she didn't like Sarah. So the first character, Ermengarde, was Sarah's best friend, and Lavinia was an older girl, and she didn't like Sarah. So let's start with our new words. The first word, clever. Clever. Again, clever. Clever. Clever means quick thinking, able to learn and do things well. Clever means quick thinking, able to learn and do things well. Remember, it's a verb. Remember. Remember to think about something you know. To think about something you know. Learn. Learn. To find out information. Learn means to find out information. So our first word, clever. Clever. Able to learn and do things well. Remember. Remember means to think about something you know. Learn means to find out information. Let's start with main points, page number 6. Sarah was talking to her doll about her father and she wanted to be a good and happy girl. Sarah was talking to her doll about her father and she wanted to be a good and happy girl. Sarah made new friends, but some little rich girls thought that they are more important because they had money, but Sarah was different. Sarah liked beautiful dresses and dolls. Sarah made new friends, but some little rich girls thought that they are more important because they had money, but Sarah was different. Sarah liked beautiful dresses and dolls. Sarah told stories about kings and queens and princes. Sarah told stories and kings and queens and princesses. She met a new friend called Ermengarde. Ermengarde was not clever and Miss Minchin was always angry with her. Ermengarde was not clever and Miss Minchin was always angry with her. Sarah helped Ermengarde with her lessons. Again, our main points. The first one, Sarah was talking to her doll about her father and she wanted to be a good and happy girl. Sarah entered the school and she made new friends with some little rich girls, but these girls think they are more important because they have money, but Sarah was different. Sarah likes beautiful dresses and dolls. Sarah liked telling stories about kings and queens and princesses. She met her first friend called Ermengarde. Ermengarde, fortunately, Ermengarde was not clever and Miss Minchin was always angry with her. Then Sarah helped her friend Ermengarde with her lessons. We have a questions on page number 6. Let's start with the first question. What was Sarah interested in? What was Sarah interested in? Sarah was interested in people, books, and telling stories. Again, Sarah was interested in people, books, and telling stories. Question number 2. Why was Miss Minchin angry with Ermengarde? Why was Miss Minchin angry with Ermengarde? Because Ermengarde was not clever. She could never remember any of her school lessons. Because Ermengarde was not clever. She could never remember any of her school lessons. Complete. The first one, Ermengarde was Sarah's best. Excellent, you are a friend. Ermengarde was Sarah's best friend. Number 2. Let's move to our main points of page 7. The first one, Sarah loved her friend Ermengarde, who learned her lessons with Sarah's stories. Sarah loved her friend Ermengarde, who learned her lessons with Sarah's stories. As you can see here, we have Sarah is teaching her friend Ermengarde. So Sarah loved her friend Ermengarde, who learned her lessons with Sarah's stories. Sarah was more important than Lavinia at school, and Lavinia didn't like that, because Sarah's father was richer than Lavinia's father. Lavinia was an older girl and was the richest girl in the school, and that's before Sarah's coming. Sarah was good at French and she could sing so well. Lavinia didn't like Sarah, but Sarah didn't like to be angry with anyone. Again, Sarah loved her friend Ermengarde, who learned her lessons with Sarah's stories. As you can see, Sarah is teaching her friend Ermengarde. Sarah was more important than Lavinia at school, and Lavinia didn't like Sarah. Lavinia was an older girl and was the richest girl in the school. Sarah was good at French and she could sing so well. Lavinia didn't like Sarah, but Sarah didn't like to be angry with anyone. Let's move to the questions on page number 7. The first question, how could Ermengarde learn her lessons with Sarah's stories? So the first question, how could Ermengarde learn her lessons with Sarah's stories? Number 2, why didn't Lavinia like Sarah? Because Sarah's father was richer than Lavinia's father. Because Sarah's father was richer than Lavinia's father. Who was Lavinia? Lavinia was an older girl, and she was the richest and the most important girl in the school. Lavinia was an older girl, and she was the richest and the most important girl in the school. Complete. The first one, Ermengarde learned her lessons with Sarah's stories. As you can see, Sarah's stories. Number 2, Lavinia was an older girl who wasn't Sarah's friend. Lavinia was an older girl who wasn't Sarah's friend. Thank you for listening and see you next time, inshallah.